Hi everyone, I'm Ken. I live in Changsha, Central China, with my family of 4. In this video, I'm taking you along for a completely normal week for us. This isn't a one-off story, but a mix of our usual routine and unexpected moments. By the end, you'll see what life is really like for a working family in this part of the world. Today, my wife had to travel for business, so she left early. That means I was on solo dad duty. Our mornings are usually a bit of a rush, so we all grabbed breakfast outside. My eldest son had already back to school on his own, so I came to this little log shop with my youngest. It's his absolute favorite. He's 9 now, in 3rd grade. He's actually old enough to go to school by himself. But since I had to head out anyway, I thought we'd enjoy this time together. I'm having rice rolls, changfen, and he's having cold noodles. He's eating well, but he's still a bit too thin. Right next to the breakfast shop is a stationery store. The area outside is always packed with kids, even if it's a bit messy. There's a small store selling fried chicken, roasted sausages, and instant noodles. Are they the healthiest options? Definitely not. But for these kids, this is pure heaven. So in our family, we have a once-a-week rule. It's our little compromise. After breakfast, I needed to do a quick grocery run. This supermarket is our go-to spot. The carrots here are always fresh, and my kids love them. Plus, they're on sale today for just 0.98 RMB per half a kilo. That's incredibly cheap, even for here. Let me grab a few. Cabbage is another household staple, so I always pick some up. But for the main dish, we've had a lot of pork lately, so I'm switching to chicken wings today. The whole family loves my braised chicken wings. They are a bit pricier at 31 RMB per half a kilo, but hopefully the quality is worth it. Now onto the fruit section. Everything looks tempting, but I'm going to try these green ones today. 7.9 RMB per half a kilo. 在这里扫啊。Alright, time to check out. Today is cloudy and it looks like it might rain, but the temperature is quite pleasant, around 27 Celsius degree. I still have a bit of time before I start my work day at 9 a.m. I'm going to make some slits in these chicken wings and get them marinated. Wait, this knife is a bit dull. Let me use this sharpener to get it back in shape. I added some cooking wine to remove the gamey flavor, then toast them with salt and soy sauce to marinate. This way, they'll be much more flavorful when I cook them for dinner later. Wow, the rain just started. I'm so glad I made it back home in time. By now, my wife should have reached her side, and the kids have been in class for a while. The best part, it's so cool and fresh that I definitely won't need the air conditioner while working today. By the way, I'm a software engineer, and I currently work remotely from home. I might need to head to our Shanghai office in August. But since I work from home more than half the time, I'm able to maintain a pretty good work-life balance. When I get a bit tired, music is surely something to keep me going. At noon, I kept it simple, just heated up some leftovers from last night for a quick lunch. When you work from home and the family is out, lunch is more about fuel than a feast. But honestly, I enjoy this quiet moment to myself. I usually spend my break playing a few rounds of Dou Di Zhu, fighting the landlord. It's a classic Chinese card game. Whether my wife is home or not, this is my little ritual. She's great about giving me my own space during the break. It's my way of switching off my coding brain for a bit. After a quick game and a short power nap, I'm ready for the afternoon stretch. Sometimes I have meetings with teams from different regions, so we use both English and Mandarin as our working languages. By the afternoon, I needed a little pick-me-up to power through the rest of my tasks. I checked the delivery app and found a great deal on bubble tea, only 5.4 RMB. That's about 75 cents USD, and the delivery was free. So why not treat myself? It arrived at my door in just 30 minutes. What's your go-to drink while working? I usually avoid Americanos in the afternoon. Otherwise, I'll be wide awake until 2 a.m. Now it's cleaning time. Since the kids are not at home, it's the perfect time to scrub the floors. My wife actually used to complain that I didn't do enough chores, and we've had a few arguments over it. On one hand, I feel like I've already put a lot of energy into my work and cooking. As for taking care of the kids, I'll admit I do a bit less than her. But on the other hand, I totally get that chores can be exhausting for her. So I realized I just needed to find a way to make cleaning less painful. Surprisingly, I actually find this much more relaxing than using a traditional mop. Today I only cleaned the living room and the bathrooms, as the bedrooms are still tidy. The whole thing took me just about 10 minutes, a perfect mental break from staring at my laptop. Now the floors are spotless, and I've finally cleared the air between us. I can't even remember when we last argued. Finally, a long day's work is done, and it's time to enjoy some kitchen therapy. The chicken wings are perfectly marinated. Combined with these pickled sour chili peppers from our lovely neighbor, it's going to be a flavorful dinner. The key to this dish is searing the wings until they are beautiful golden brown. Then in goes the cabbage. And finally, I add 3 eggs for that extra protein boost. Since their mom is working late tonight, the kids and I ate first. Their semester is wrapping up, and summer vacation is just around the corner. Later, my wife finally made it home, and she was absolutely thrilled. She shared some great news. She received a red envelope, a cash bonus from a client. Since there's no tipping culture in China, this kind of unexpected bonus is a huge compliment, especially since her base salary is quite modest. Being a 7th grader in China means an incredibly demanding schedule. My eldest son is usually busy from 7 a.m. all the way until 9:30 p.m.
他哪动都不动，6月就感冒，我跟你讲，哪里就好？他感冒才好了多久了？
My wife didn't have to go out today, but she was in a bit of a mood. She was complaining loudly because the little one was struggling to get up and was coughing again. He just caught a cold not long ago. He's not just a thin, he's also a bit fragile when it comes to his health, which is a constant source of worry for us.
冷不冷？冷的话就要穿点长裤。因为我昨天看着他擤鼻涕就不对了。
你吃不吃啊？你不吃啊，爹？
为什么不得呀？
Since she was home, I was obviously off duty today, and honestly, the breakfast she made looks really nice. But kids will be kids. Despite the nice meal at home, they still slipped out to grab something else they preferred. After that, my little boy practiced his English for a bit before heading out to school on his own.
第一个动作，左侧胸部拉伸20秒。
Now it's time for my daily workout routine. I use an app called Keep. It's the most popular fitness app in China. Since I'm quite familiar with all the movements now, I usually just follow the audio cues to keep the pace without needing to look at the screen. Before diving into work, this kind of stretching is a great way to loosen up. It gets my body and mind ready for the daily battle at my desk. Do you have any must-do habits before you start your workday? My wife is prepping the rice for lunch. We've actually moved away from pure white rice. We're using a multi-grain blend we found online, a mix of black rice, red rice, foxtail millet, etc. My parents also gave us some white rice, so she's mixing it all together. It's definitely a much healthier way to fuel our bodies. Today is also the last workday of the month, which means one thing: payday. Well, I actually got my salary last night in advance. Our plan for this month's salary is to make an extra payment toward our mortgage. With the job market being so unpredictable right now, we feel we have to be prepared for anything, even the risk of losing our jobs. Clearing the mortgage is our top priority. By this September, we are on track to pay off about 20% of the debt. That means 85% of the total will be cleared, and we hope to pay off the remaining 15% to be completely mortgage-free by next year. Once that's done, even if we were to lose our full-time roles, without the mortgage, we could probably still survive on part-time work. It's all about creating that safety net for the family. My wife is a fire safety engineer. Today, she's at her desk handling some fire safety inspection reports. She probably works from home for half the time. It's nice having both of us working under the same roof, even if we are in completely different worlds professionally. After dinner, I'm heading to a nearby hospital. I need to pick up the formal invoices and cost breakdowns for an insurance reimbursement. Last weekend, we had a bit of a scare. My eldest son was doing pull-ups while recording himself on a tablet, but the bar suddenly snapped and he fell hard. He was in a lot of pain. Luckily, after a few scans, the doctors didn't find anything serious. We are just so relieved he's okay, and glad we have accident insurance to cover the cost.
我问一下我那个费用清单，上次对，你的身份证吧，是我小孩的。
This is our local hospital. What's great is that they have staff on duty for administrative tasks, even after regular hours.
哦，可能是这挂号费看能不能打了。
Paperwork secured.
啊，好，谢谢。
I'll submit the claim online later.
我介意问一下。
Now I'm heading back. In China, e-scooter is hands down the most convenient way for short trips. On my way back, I passed through this night market. The smell of all this street food is incredible. Honestly, if I hadn't just finished dinner, I'll be grabbing a few right now. Today is Friday, and my morning kicked off in the best way possible, watching a World Cup match right before work. Living in the UTC +8 time zone, most of these matches happen in the dead of night, usually between midnight and 5 a.m. But this one was perfectly timed from 7 to 9 a.m., right before I had to clock in. My wife was out grabbing groceries and brought me back some breakfast, so I didn't even have to leave my seat. This savory pancake and tofu pudding are the ultimate comfort food, especially when you are caught up in the excitement of a match like this.
姜还是老的辣呀！克罗地亚队他们的以柔克刚，
Portugal took the win in the end, but honestly, both sides played brilliantly. I have to say, Croatia put up an incredible fight. My wife made spicy shrimp for lunch today. Since it's too spicy for the kids, they won't touch it, which means more for us. Sometimes it's nice to just enjoy a grown-ups only meal together, without having to compromise on the flavor. It's our little way of enjoying some quality time as a couple during a busy workday.
我是这个门是吧？好了，你踢吧，那我来说了。
A busy week has finally come to an end. While my wife handled the dishes, I took my little one outside to play some football. I've never been much of a football player myself, but don't worry, that won't affect the quality of the World Cup. Actually, the state of sports here is a whole other topic I'd love to dive into in a future video if you are interested. There's something so rewarding about seeing a child's true nature come alive through movement. That's what these moments of connection are all about.
行了，那就这样了。
After dinner, my wife and I took a stroll to the park, and our neighbor joined us today. She's the one who gave us those amazing pickled chilies and so much other delicious food lately. An evening walk is a classic way to unwind around here. There's an old Chinese saying, walk 100 steps after a meal, and you'll live to 99, is our simple secret to staying healthy. It's a bit humid today, but at least we caught a break from the rain. Living in a subtropical monsoon climate means our summers are usually a mix of intense heat and rain. At 30 Celsius degree tonight, it's actually feeling quite mild compared to the peak of summer. Fun fact, this whole area used to be an artificial reservoir before it was transformed into this public park.
黄花人不是在鼓励的吧？ 看那是啥？
And look over there, square dancing is a huge part of Chinese culture, usually for the seniors. But tonight's group is surprisingly young, likely from a nearby dance studio. This park is also a hot spot for local runners. You can still see some of the decorations and banners left over from a recent race. My wife and I actually come here for a run 2 or 3 times a week. It's our favorite way to stay active and energetic.
什么东西300块钱少了？
买书啊。
This is one of the best spots to look out over the lake. I really appreciate how well the water is preserved. Environmental conservation can be such a challenge, but they've done a great job here. With 5 or 7 residential communities surrounding the lake, it gives the whole area a wonderful, tight-knit sense of a community. One of the reasons I love summer is how late the sun stays up. It's already past 7:30 p.m., yet the sky is still glowing. The trees and plants look so lush and vibrant right now. Everything feels so refreshing and full of life. We probably headed out a bit early, but now you can see more and more people joining in. It is starting to get lively. Honestly, looking at everyone here, I feel like most people aren't chasing anything grand. They're just perfectly content with a simple, ordinary life. And in a way, maybe that's the most beautiful thing of all. And here is the lotus pond. In Chinese culture, the lotus is a symbol of purity and nobility. There's a famous ancient verse that describes it perfectly. Emerging from the mud, yet remaining unstained, washed by clear ripples, yet remaining humble and elegant. Inspired by this view, I'd love to hear from you. Do you have a favorite flower or a thought on this philosophy? Feel free to share a short poem or just a sentence in the comments below. And now, the summer insects are actually competing with the musicians. Their chirping is so loud, it's like they are trying to steal the show. By the way, we've reached the music corner. The gentleman playing over there is a regular here. You can almost always find him sharing his talent with the park.
他这边写字撒，然后自己可以。
差不多了，还没坏了，显示器坏了而已。
这个显示器坏了，
哦，503。哎，这是什么？这不是电脑的，
高考，高二的。
哎，电了。
这什么东西啊？这什么东西啊？
那个物理的那个。扔上物理课，搞物理题呢。
This is the final day of our 7-day vlog. Why do weekends always fly by so much faster than work days? We didn't do anything fancy, just kept things simple so everyone could recharge, especially my older son. For our family, reading is the perfect way to unwind after a day of outdoor activities. It's these quiet moments that I treasure the most. If you enjoyed this journey, please give this video a like. Thank you so much for coming along with me. It's been a long but a rewarding week. I'll see you in the next one.